Well, the day has arrived after a snowstorm pushed the patch back once and then all the company turbulence and layoffs pushed it back again. Today, the Warclaw has arrived to Guild Wars as well as a fair few other things, some of which we've talked about and some of which is a complete surprise. So today I want to talk about the details of the patch. Now, we're not going to be going into major detail on the mount itself just yet. There's a whole acquisition process to get it. You have to complete a reward track. You have to have world ability points on the character you want and so on, which I don't have prepared just yet as I'm sitting down to talk about what's been added so far. But needless to say, I will be doing, just as I have with every other mount in the game, a dedicated spotlight video teaching you all about it, how it controls and how all the acquisition and whatnot works. But that doesn't mean we don't have juicy things to get into, so let's talk about it. First of all, here on the patch notes, you'll see there is the profession skills section, which goes on and on and on and on. This is actually already information that I have looked into with Boots. I did a 2-hour-long video discussion with him about what we thought this meant for the game. Several pieces of information on the patch notes, though, aren't fully descriptive. So, for example, this new trait here, the Herald of Sorrow, describes a whole new type of necromancer shroud called the Harbinger Shroud. Really interesting, and I've already done a discussion on it, but we still don't quite know what the effects of the skills are going to be, the animations, and so on. So here in the background, here you can have a look at what Harbinger Shroud looks like, as well as numbers. In general, though, there's no other extra information on the notes, and if you want the full balance detail, which is the main part of the patch for a lot of us, you'll have to check out that other video. Hopefully I'll leave a link in the description for you or something. I will note as well, in addition to the profession changes, at the very top, there are some item changes, which also is kind of balanced. I guess the dev who wanted to bring us early balance notes forgot about this, so I'll go through them here. Items. First of all, the runes labeled as granting all stats, that's essentially the celestial idea, now include concentration and expertise among those stats. So this wasn't added because concentration and expertise, in essence, are new attributes. I mean, by today's standards, you might not consider them so, but the old runes never got that update. That means kind of a buff to divinity runes, I guess, which had their own buff recently too, with the added 10% extra vitality there. I don't know whether this really excites me to try some of those out, but maybe a few of you out there who like that all-rounder playstyle have something to look forward to, because you haven't had for a while. But yeah, that is something. Also, we have the rune of surging, so this underwent some changes, obviously, with the rune overhaul, as so many did. These are actually not available in PvP anymore, but these used to be meta in that they'd give you shocking aura when you cast your elite. So like warriors could use a signet elite for extra stuns and things that went through evades. Now they've changed it, and since it's not in PvP, it's not so relevant, but the 6-piece bonus of this set has changed so that a 25% bonus move speed instead replaces the vigor duration, and that's nice. Another move speed set is always good to have. And then finally, we have Superior Rune of the Ice, where they just fixed a bug and the Ice Nova effect could trigger twice. Not really that interesting. Moving over to general changes, they say something I really enjoy: added an option for the content guide to hide repeatable renown hearts and hero points that have previously been completed. So this is kind of funny to me. Just this morning, I did a video where in the footage, I was trying to get map completion. Maybe you guys missed it. I was talking about future games we might see from ArenaNet. And as I was gathering that footage, I realized I needed 1 heart to finish the map, but I didn't know which because they were all repeatable and they all seemed like I needed to do. So I just kind of had to gamble. It wasn't too hard to do in the end, but that was a minor frustration. Well, now the content guide knows how to filter through that and will lead you to the one exact heart you actually need. This wasn't relevant when the content guide was first added because the idea of repeatable hearts came afterwards, but ever since Season 3, and that's become a big thing, this is definitely something nice to have. Speaking of Season 3, the first Season 3 map had blood rubies. They say they've increased the chance for blood rubies to drop from the crystal nodes so that their drop chance more closely matches that of similar materials. Yeah, this was the very first Living World big map they added under the Season 3 format, Dry Top and Silver Waste notwithstanding, obviously. back in Season 2, and they were much more stingy with the drop rates back then. Well, now all of that has been unified under one umbrella. So that's it for general changes with the game. Then, of course, there is the Warclaw, which they do talk about here under the World vs. World section. So when you log in game now, in yellow, in the top right, it says a new mount has been discovered in the mists, and here's what ArenaNet say: the new Warclaw mount can be unlocked in World vs. World. To accommodate this addition, the Warclaw Mastery line has been added to the ranks and abilities tab of the World vs. World panel. So the way that this works is a lot like when they added gliding. You've got a new ability tree that you can spend points in. Training the first skill in the Mastery line will unlock a collection achievement that, once completed, allows players to purchase a Warclaw from vendors in the Borderlands. Once it's unlocked, players can summon it anywhere that mounts can be used, ergo even PvE. But Warclaws are especially effective in World vs. World, where they excel in battle and siege warfare. A well-trained Warclaw can finish off enemies who are in downstate, detect nearby foes, and even help destroy gates in siege battles. So finish off enemies in downstate. This is a mount that really interacts with the PvP aspects of World vs. World. Now, the developers did do a stream about the Warclaw that sadly I missed, where I guess a lot of these details may have been divulged. And sneaky in that stream, another hidden feature of today's patch was also revealed early. But back to this idea. You do have to complete an achievement. There's a new section under competitive achievements now with the whole meta. It includes stuff like capturing a keep and capturing a tower and capturing a camp, going through the basic motions of World vs. World. It will take about the time of completing a single reward track to finish up. But you will have noticed from the footage in the background of my video here, I'm using Blackline keys. So they have updated. What I've been doing recently is, as I get swarmed with money from playing competitive PvP, I've been just turning them into gems and then getting keys for unlockers. And, well, the current Black Lion chest is spamming reward track progress for both PvP and World vs. World. So you can almost for free, if you're opening keys this release, kind of get the Warclaw very quickly, because you can spam through the reward tracks straight away, whether you've been collecting potions in advance or not. You know, you'll have to capture a keep and whatnot, but that won't take you very long. As for the chests themselves, not much has been updated about them. You can obviously pause the video if you'd like to see the list here. There is a new set of Black Lion weapons. I've gone through the full preview with you guys. It's called like Defiant Glass. It's really weird. Some of them are very different colors to others in the set. Usually you find a full set is quite uniform, but there's some very red looking weapons here, some very green looking ones, some very blue looking ones. In particular, I adore the shield though, probably the best from the set if I do say so myself. And finally, that takes us to the next big feature of the release, and the main thing I'm excited to show you all in today's video: the Armistice Bastion. Yes, a new location is explorable. Interior, it's not really a PvE thing, and you'll probably only be excited about it if you're really grasping for new places to go. It's a lounge. So this is something we don't get to experience very much, but they'll add an exclusive place you can spend gems to get permanent access to that offers various services, like having a trading post and a bank and crafting and all that good stuff. The probably best lounge we've had so far is the Fractal PvE oriented lounge. Well, this time it's a World vs. World oriented one, and that's where you can see I've been exploring in the background. It's genuinely a really cool place with quite a few nice features for World vs. World players. It's a lounge that while you're there, you get access to World vs. World chat, so you can strategize with people and be a part of that chat, even if the queues are so big that you couldn't necessarily get in and contribute where you want right now. It's a place, once again, where all the basic commodities are available, but beyond that, you get to test out siege golems, you get to play with all kinds of siege. Actually, they're filtered around there. They have sittable chairs and whatnot, thanks to the update we saw last year where you can sit on things, and you can explore away from the lounge to find yourself in a kind of a snowy keep place where there are DPS golems. You can practice fighting against like camp supervisors and stuff. There are golems there with exact that amount of health, and an arena. So much like we have in guild halls, a place where you can go to openly PvP with people under the World vs. World rule set. So this is actually really kind of nice being under the World vs. World rule set, because it means it's a lounge where as you set up your build and tinker and apply runes and change traits and all that kind of stuff, it's actually affecting the World vs. World balance. So often when I'm World vs. Worlding, I'll log in, I'll set my build up, and then realize, oh, whoops, I was in PvE and none of this counts, I have to do it all again. Now you have a lounge where it's all under that same uniform rule set. Really nice. The location itself is just kind of an odd place outside of the 3 main maps. They don't do much to explain it beyond that. Very edge of the Mistsea. In fact, logging in there conjured to my mind a very weird memory of years ago when I was invited to the Edge of the Mist alphas. All of us were loaded into a staging area before then filtering into the Edge of the Mist themselves. And this new lounge reminds me of that staging area. I wonder if that was intentional or what. A couple of new NPCs. There's no big Easter eggs like bouncing a ball around as we saw with the Fractals lobby. But maybe there is something there. It's just yet to be seen. They're even playing with a new special action ability that teleports you anywhere you want in the lounge based on what you currently desire at the time. So fun stuff. A very good lounge if you're a World versus Worlder. There's no doubt about it. And I hope you guys enjoy what you see in the background there. So there you have it. That's the release. Again, there is a lot to talk about. Obviously, the Warclaw is a big feature with a ton of stuff to go for, but I have to wait till I actually get the damn thing. So have fun there, guys. Let me know what you learn about it so I can add all the best information to the next upcoming video. And again, if you want to check the balance, or if you want to see the other video I made today about the future of ArenaNet and other games outside of Guild Wars 2, feel free to check the channel. They were pretty easy to miss. Cheers, guys. I'll see you next time.